Hi everyone, I'm Kat and welcome to my channel, Naturally Beautiful Girl. Today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial on how to get this look. I'm calling this a springy pink makeup look. I was really inspired by spring. When the weather started getting nice, I felt like I just needed to break out all my pink makeup, and so this is the look that came out. So one of the major players in this eyeshadow look in particular was the Pacifica Pink Nudes palette. So I did a first impressions video of this palette and I will put that up above. And I did one eye look in that, but I wanted to do another eye look and kind of show you some different ways that you can use this palette, because the one I did there was kind of a more neutrally look and I wanted to do a more pinky look. So I focused this look more on this row of eyeshadows. I would like to note as well about my gardening on Instagram. I mentioned that in a couple of videos ago. I am starting a garden plot with my husband. We have a rooftop garden on our apartment building, and so every week I am going to be posting a picture of the garden on my Instagram, and my Instagram handle is @naturallybeautifulgirl. And if you are interested in gardening and watching our progress, please go ahead and do that. And on a funny note, I'm going to be gardening this afternoon, so I will be gardening in full glam, which I think is kind of funny. If you want to see how I got this makeup look, please stay tuned. Alright, so let me just catch you up quickly on what I've already done. So the first thing I did is I went in with the Physicians Formula Organic Wear CC Cream as my foundation. And then I applied the Glory Boon Correcting Concealer in Salmon over the dark circles under my eyes, just to give a little bit more coverage because I haven't been getting a ton of sleep lately. I forgot to mention this in my April monthly favorites video, but I really have been loving that concealer. If you need a color corrector, I highly recommend the ones from Glory Boon. Even though it does come in a pencil, it's very creamy, very easy to use. I've had it for quite a while and I still have not had to sharpen it, so a little bit goes a long way with this. Because you can never use a color corrector on its own, I then went in with my RMS Uncover Up over the concealer, and then I went in to spot conceal some acne spots with the Hint Beauty Duet Concealer, and this is my favorite spot concealer. To set my face, I then went in with the Illuma Pure Satin Matte Foundation and just dusted that all over my face. And the last thing I did was I used the Physicians Formula Feather Brow, and I used this to fill in my brows. I only use the actual brow side. I don't use the highlighter because I don't like the ingredients in the highlighter. I wish it didn't come with a highlighter, but I like the feather brow end so much and I'm okay, and I just use this end over here. So now we can go about actually doing this tutorial. So the first thing I'm going to do, as usual, is apply the Illuma Pure Eye Primer. But I want to tell you that I have been doing this a little bit differently recently. I go in and apply the Illuma Pure Eye Primer, and then while it's still kind of sticky, while it's still tacky, I go in with whatever shadow I want to put on my lid. And I find that this works really well to help intensify the color on my lid. So if I want to use a metallic eyeshadow, putting it on when the Illuma Pure Eye Primer is still kind of tacky really intensifies it. And also I find that as someone with oily lids and hooded eyelids, it really helps to reduce the creasing and transferring of my eyeshadow, because when I put it on sticky, it kind of acts like a glue and kind of glues it into place, if that makes any sense. So I used to put the eye primer on and then just let everything dry, but I've decided that putting it on and then going right in with the eyeshadow is the best way to do it. So I'm going to go in with the Illuma Pure Eye Primer, and then I'm going to go in with this light pink shade right here in the Pacifica Pink Nudes palette. I'm going to pick up that eyeshadow with the Terra Mayhira number 13 brush. It's a little kind of flat brush. As you can see, that color is really close to my natural, to my skin shade, but it's just a little pinky. Now that the primer has dried a little bit, I like to go in and do my crease work. I used to do my crease work first, but I find that when the primer is kind of sticky, it's actually really hard to blend in my crease, and so giving it a minute or two to dry really helps with the blending. I am going to be using this dark pink shade over here in my crease, and I'm going to be picking that up with the MOTD Eye Catching Crease Brush. things that I really like about this shade here is it's a warm pink shade. I feel like you can do a pink eye look using this shade without looking like you have pink eye or something, because the warmth really helps with kind of counteracting the pinkness of the shade. Next, I'm going to go in with this Rude eyeshadow in Merlot. When I first purchased this, I expected it to be a little bit more reddy. It looks, I actually can't really show you here without dumping it all out, but it looks more red in the container than it does when you actually apply it. I'm going to be picking up this Merlot with the MOTD pigment packer, and I'm going to be just applying it very lightly to the outer corner of my eye. I didn't really love that dry, so I'm going to go in and wet my brush with my rose water glycerin spray and try that wet. And I just want to do the smallest amount because when you do wet your brush, it really intensifies the shadow, so. So this looks a little crazy at the minute, but we are going to blend this out. I'm going to take the light pink shade once again on the Terry Miyahiro number 13 brush and kind of blend that into Root Merlot that we just put down. We just kind of wanted to create a gradating effect, going from just the light pink, the Pacifica light pink color, kind of gradating to the Root Merlot color. Our crease is looking a little crazy, so I'm also going to blend out the crease a little bit, taking this dark shade once again on the MOTD eye-catching crease brush. Because we have so much pink on the actual eyelid, I want to kind of ground this look a little bit by applying a brown to the lower lash line instead of a pink. I think if I do a pink, it's just going to look too pinky. So I'm going to take this shade right here in the Pacifica palette on the Straight to the Point MOTD Cosmetics brush and just kind of smudge that along my lower lash line. The last thing I'm going to do on my eyes is apply a inner corner highlight. So this palette here is all mattes, none of them are actually shimmers. So I'm just going to take the lightest pinky shade right over here and use this as kind of like a matte inner corner highlight, but it'll be a highlight because it will be brightening. I'm going to apply that color using the MOTD Cosmetics No Fudge Just Smudge brush. And the last step, of course, is to apply mascara, and we all know that I love my Root 100% Lash Mascara, so that will be the one I will be applying today. That makes a world of difference in an eye look. I love applying mascara. Next, I'm going to be applying some blush, and I find that one of my pinkiest blushes is this one here from Honeybee Gardens. It's the shade Breathless. I know that the shade is not for everyone, particularly if you're not as fair as I am, so don't be afraid to use another pink blush, one that's more flattering for your skin tone. Just go with your favorite pink blush. I'm going to be picking up this blush on the Furless Cosmetics MF1 brush. And this is my favorite blush brush. I know different people have different opinions on smiling while applying blush. I've decided that I find it very useful. It gives me a really nice guide, and it kind of gives me an indication of where I should stop the blush, because you want the blush to be on the apples of your cheek. I think it depends a lot on your face shape, but for my face shape, I find that smiling is extremely helpful when applying blush, and I wish I'd been doing that earlier. The highlight that I've been absolutely obsessed with recently has been the Terra Miyahira Illuminator Duo, but because it did come in her subscription box, and at least as of right now it is not available in her store, I wanted to use a highlighter that you can actually use, so I am going to go with the Root White Gold Illuminator. And I'm going to pick up the Root White Gold Illuminator on my new favorite highlighting brush, and this is by Root. I can't remember what it's called. It doesn't have a number or any name on it. I believe it was called like the Illuminate and Set brush. I will link it down below, obviously, but this brush is my new favorite highlighting brush, and I love it because it's super soft, and also it's a very manageable size. It's not too big, it's not too little. I just think it's the perfect size. It applies highlighter really easily, really effortlessly, and I just love how soft it is. So if you are looking for a highlighter brush, I think this one is a really great one to check out. And because it's Root, it is relatively affordable as well, so also great. Alright, I'm also going to dust a little bit of this on my Cupid's bow. I often see a lot of people highlighting their nose. I just can't get behind that. One of the reasons is my skin gets super oily throughout the day, and my nose in particular gets really oily, and so I know if I highlight my nose it's going to be kind of crazy, so I never do that. If you like highlighting your nose, go ahead. It's just not my thing. So to finish off this look, of course we need some sort of pink lipstick. I mean, we got all this pink going on. And I recently have really been liking this Root Pretty Balm in the shade Gossip. I'll show you what it looks like here. It's kind of funny because it's kind of like a lip balm in packaging and consistency. This was either $8 or $9, which is a really great price, but it's actually pretty pigmented and it stays on a fairly long time. So obviously it's not as long wearing or as pigmented as an actual lipstick, but I've been pretty impressed by it. The one thing I really like about it is really easy to wear like a darker, kind of bolder shade and not have it be too intense, especially for the daytime, because it is a more sheer application. My only complaint about it is because it's just this round stick, it can be really hard to kind of follow the lines around your mouth and stay in the line, but I find that it's very easy if you need to go back and just kind of like wipe around your mouth a little bit. It is very easy to do that. I hope you enjoyed this spring inspired pink makeup tutorial. If you like seeing me do these makeup tutorials, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section down below. Giving me a thumbs up really does help my channel. It helps my video come up higher when people are searching for it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!